So this is day 5 of our trek to Everest Base Camp, and we're just leaving Lobuche right now. We are, or have been, hanging out here a little bit longer to wait out the rain. Seems like the rain is stopping now, so we're going to make our way to Lobuche, and we're going to stay there for a couple of nights for more acclimatization. Good morning. How are you guys? Great. Awesome. Thanks.
Up until now, we had fairly tolerable weather, but this was the worst day so far. We couldn't avoid the rain, so we put our heads down on our way to moving up from 3,820 meters at Lobuche to 4,410 meters at our next destination for 2 days, Lobuche. The weather really was not that unbearable, but we were missing out on some pretty spectacular views of the Himalaya. A little relief from the elements over a lunch break would help, no matter if it was either rice or noodles. I didn't care. Just give me my tuna.
Another tuna-flavored lunch. Fortunately, we've only got maybe from here now about another 90 minutes of walking to go before we're at our stop for 2 nights, Lobuche. Well, we've now arrived in the town or village of Lobuche, and we had to endure a little bit of rain, but not too bad, nothing severe. Problem is, this is a beautiful place, a nice settlement to take in the views of Amadama, which is one of the most beautiful mountains in the Himalaya. But we've got cloud cover right now, so we're hoping we can see a little bit of ray of light right now that the clouds are going to break, and we're going to see this amazing mountain.
No such luck, not on this day. We did spot a bakery below, which still had some delicious marble cake left in their display case. The views will have to wait until the next day. We spent our second day on an acclimatization hike to Chukung at 4,730 meters. This is the base for climbing expeditions to Nuptse, or Island Peak. Lobuche is an important stop en route to Everest Base Camp. Most trekkers will spend 2 nights here acclimating to the 4,000 plus meter atmosphere. Lobuche has a good selection of lodges, bakeries, some shops, and even a billiards room, one of the highest in the world.
So we're on an acclimatization hike here. We're heading up to Chukung from Dingbushe. This is day 2 of our stay here in Dingbushe, and we're just getting some gorgeous views of the mountains and looking forward to seeing Island Peak. This is a really special peak that a lot of people from around the world come to summit. It's a peak sometimes that people will try before they head up to Everest, and it's a beautiful day here. But the moments are very precious as the weather is moving in and out so quickly.
Minutes later, once again, we lost the mountains to the clouds.
Which is Lobuche, east and west?
It's in front of the black one. It's Lobuche East.
That's east?
And
west is this one?
Yeah.
The walk from Dingbushe to Lobuche would be approximately 8 kilometers of some of the best views and moving moments of the trek.
One here is Lhotse.
Nuptse and Lhotse Star.
Lhotse Star is the next one down.
Yeah. And then after with the white snow, right?
This one here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Peak 48.
That's Peak 38.
Then after
Island Peak?
Island Peak.
Yeah, and then
another one with the triangle shape.
Yeah.
It's Chubulo.
Chubalo, and
The
that's
sacred
a
mountain.
sacred mountain. Nobody's allowed to climb.
Yeah. And after it's Kalemu Peak.
Which one? This one here?
No, that's after.
Just the ridge.
Yeah, just the ridge.
And then this is
Amadabla.
no, this here, the Black Rock.
I think it's together with Amadabla.
Oh, it's part of Amadablo. Okay, and then this is Amadablo, and then this is here. This is Kanteka.
Yeah.
Temsherko there.
Yeah.
Okay. Taboche and Sholetze. Yeah. Well, it's day 7 of our trek to Everest Base Camp. We've just left the village or settlement of Dingbushe. We're on our way to Lobuche, and we're so blessed again today with clear skies. We have amazing views of Amadablam and Lobuche west and east, but we're definitely feeling the altitude now as we climb and get close to 5,000 meters.
The roughest patch on this portion of the trail is climbing down for a river crossing before traversing up to Tukla, where we took a lunch break. A tough workout ahead with a climb up the Tukla Pass, made even more challenging now with the altitude, up to over 4,900 meters by the time we'll reach Lobuche. Atop Tukla Pass sits dozens of memorial cairns that honor those who've lost their lives during Mount Everest expeditions. On this day, the weather seemed to reflect the mood of the large memorial area, with low clouds that blanketed the cairns from the surrounding mountains, making the stone tributes to fallen climbers the focus of trekkers coming and going, not the giant peaks. No matter whether these climbers are memorialized here because they wanted to prove something to others, themselves, or maybe just because they love the mountains and seeing things few of us ever get a chance to witness, it's astonishing to see so many names of people from around the world in one spot that had the same dream: to summit the highest mountain in the world.
So we finally made it to Lobuche, 4,910 meters. Feeling pretty good, but unfortunately we can't see anything here yet. All the clouds are still hovering over and fog, but hopefully later on or tomorrow morning we'll get a really nice look at Nuptse from Lobuche. So this is day 8 of our trek to Everest Base Camp, and we have got a beautiful day, clear skies here. And as our guide Pasang says, this is Victory Day. So we are heading to Everest Base Camp today. We're going to make a short stop in Gokyo and then move on to EBC.
This was the longest day of the trek, and perhaps the hardest. We still had Kalapatar on our itinerary, a tough climb, 5,600 meters to do the next day, so saving some energy wasn't going to be easy. I find, though, that being amongst these giants of the Himalayas somehow energizes you and surprisingly allows one to overcome the feeling of being exhausted, at least until you're finished walking for the day. It's easily one of the most awe-inspiring places in the world. Our first steep climb of the day was up the Lobuche Pass.
Well, a little challenge there heading up the Lobuche Pass, but we've got that done, so now we're just a little ways away from Gokyo.
From here to Gokyo, the trail becomes narrower and more challenging as you make your way through an obstacle course of giant rocks and the moraine of the Chiangri Glacier. We get more views of Everest peeking out behind its sister mountains, which only confirms that you must climb Kalapatar to see a proper view of Everest in Nepal. We'll make a brief stop in Gokyo to drop off our bags at the lodge and get a quick bite to eat. Gokyo is a frozen lake bed covered in sand, which gives you the impression and feeling of walking in an icy desert as you leave for the final stretch to Everest Base Camp. The last couple of hours before we reached Everest Base Camp were the most epic of moments. The vast Khumbu Glacier below and the Everest Range reaching into the sky are some of my best memories of the eastern Himalaya of Nepal. One last look at Everest before we descended further down the Khumbu Glacier and our final destination to base camp.
So it feels absolutely amazing to be here again at Everest Base Camp. It's been a bit of definitely an exhausting day. A little bit of work getting up to Gokyo this morning, and then we just took a quick break and took us about 2.5 hours to get up to Everest Base Camp from Gokyo. Some winds for sure, cold, but we were fortunate enough to have some clear skies, and we've been able to see most of the mountains, including Everest. Now, the funny thing is about being in Everest Base Camp is you can't really see Everest from here. But great time. It's a celebratory place because, of course, a lot of people are meeting their bucket list goals coming to Everest Base Camp, and it's been just an enjoyable trip here in Nepal.
Thanks so much for watching Everest Base Camp Nepal Ultimate Trekking Adventure. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and leave your comments below. Subscribe to the channel and get notifications for more extras from the Everest Base Camp trek, along with other videos from East Asia, Southeast Asia, and South Asia. Support the channel by becoming a patron. Get exclusive Patreon-only content and help with production and travel costs. Click the Patreon box on the screen right in front of you. Check out all the offers right now. This is John Sabo. Thanks again for watching. See you soon.